Hello, it's PDL here, and welcome back to week 7 of the PDL. We've got another Wi-Fi game on our hands, which I'm really stoked about. After the first 3 weeks, I was kind of losing hope for Wi-Fi, but it's good to see people are willing to play in-game. It looks much better. Today we're facing PifPof. They've got a really scary team which I've not prepped one bit for. This game is happening 3 days after the last one, so I haven't really had time to practice. I've barely had time to put something together, and I would have liked to make some more changes, but time didn't allow us to do it. So we're rolling with what we've got. I don't have much high expectations, but I'm not too worried about it because we're pretty much guaranteed playoffs. So that's something that we don't really have to worry about. It's more an issue of placement and risk management, let's call it like that. Like, if people win a streak of all battles, then we might get kicked out of playoffs, but I don't think so. Still, we're gonna play our ass off and do our best with what we've got. So, before we get to the team builder, let's have a look at the opponent's team. We've got a Dragapult, a Goldengo, a Slowbro, Arcanine, Talonflame, Darkspun, Lokix, Toadscrew, Scovillain, Jolteon, and Muk. So there's a ton of physical walls, which we're gonna need to break. It's gonna be pretty hard since our team is mostly physical, so that's something they've got going against us. But we've built a pretty offensive team to deal with that specifically. What I'm expecting to come is a combination of Dragapult, Goldengo, Slowbro, Talonflame, or Arcanine. I'm expecting a Talonflame, honestly. Darkspun possibly to deal with Excalibur. Lokix looks really good into us, specifically against Meowscarada, as a counter lead. Toadscrew looks really good because of Toxic Spikes and Spikes, since we don't have any reliable hazard removal outside of Colossal, and Colossal isn't really reliable. And Jolteon looks pretty good into our rain team, but Jolteon looks really good. I think we've built something that can deal with this. We've got a very offensive team compared to their very bulky team, so hopefully we've got what it takes to break through them. But let's get into the team builder. First up is, as usual for the 6th time out of 7, Meowscarada, Scarfed, with a pretty different set than usual. It's Adamant, not max speed, since we don't need it. It's got some defense investment, and a moveset of Spikes, Knockoff, U-Turn, and Trick. So the idea is, if we pretty much always lead with this. If they lead Dragapult, we can OHKO almost any variant of it with Knockoff, unless it's fully physically defensive, bulky, in which case it's not a good Dragapult set, because slow Dragapult is not the best. We've got U-Turn for pivoting, Trick to cripple some bulky mon like Slowbro or Toadscrew, or Darkspun even. And Spikes, because Spikes looks really good into our opponent's team. They don't have reliable hazard removal either. They've got Talonflame, but Talonflame is not... It's a pretty good hazard remover, but I think it's gonna want to do something different. Besides, it might not even carry Defog, just because sorry about that, cats did things. But it might not even carry Defog, because we normally don't bring hazards. The only rocker we have is Colossal, and we got Dreadnought too, but we don't bring those usually. So I don't think it's gonna have Defog. If it does, it's still gonna have to take a turn to Defog. So this is the Meowscarada set. Hopefully it puts in some work. I expect it to. Next up is Jigalang, the Max Caliber with Tiger Electric Assault Vest. This is the closest thing we've got to a special wall, because our team is very lacking on that department. We've got a moveset of Glaive Rush, Earthquake, Ice Shard, Ironhead, and a bulky set with Adamant Max Attack and Max HP. Thermal Exchange prevents us from being burned by, say, a Talonflame or an Arcanine, and Ironhead lets us hit really hard into Darkspun, which otherwise would wall us. I think it's actually a 2-hit KO after 1 or 2 layers of spikes on fully physically defensive Darkspun, so that's really good. Then we've got Glaive Rush to hit most other things for a lot of damage, Earthquake to hit Goldingo and Jolteon, and Ice Shard to pick off fast threats, say low HP Talonflame or a Dragapult, etc. Next up is Iron Jugulis, another new set. It's an expert build set with Dark Pulse, Hurricane, Hydro Pump, and Earth Power, which let us hit pretty much any Pokemon on the opponent's team for super effective damage. So we get the expert belt boost, and we've got a pretty unusual EV spread. It's got enough speed to outspeed Arcanine. We've got max special attack and some bulk in HP to take hits a bit better from, say, a Talonflame and things like that. Next up is Pelipper with a Damp Rock. This is our usual Clavicus Beat with U-turn, Tailwind, Surf, and Roost. Tailwind is for things like Jugulis or Baxcalibur, if we need to outspeed things that we normally wouldn't. U-turn for pivot and out. I didn't see much of a use for Hurricane. I'd much rather have Surf in this matchup, and it's just a fully physical defensive set with Drizzle. Fifth on the team is Revivroom, Sanguine with an Air Balloon, a moveset of Ironhead, Gunshot, Taunt, and Shift Gear, which can either taunt walls to stop them from like recovering, say a Slowbro or an Arcanine from using Morning Sun or Will-O-Wisp. Or it can sweep in some cases, like it can deal good damage. After we've got a specific EV spread to outspeed Scarf, Talonflame, if that's something they're gonna bring, which means we basically outspeed everything. And Gunshot Oko's Talonflame, if it's not bulky. And yeah, it can just deal a lot of damage and disrupt the opponent's team. And finally, we've got our Floatzel usual Hurricane set with Choice Band, max attack, max speed with Adamant Nature, Swift Swim, so we outspeed everything on the rain, and a moveset of Wave Crash, Aqua Jet, Ice Beam, and Brick Break. It's pretty self-explanatory. Spam Wave Crash, finish off things with Aqua Jet. Ice Spinner is for Toadscrew and Dragapult, and Brick Break is in case they want to bring Screens Dragapult, so we have a way to break them. So yeah, this is a team. It's not the best. I would have liked to tweak it a little bit more, but I didn't have the time. I would have liked to put something like a special defensive Quagsire, which can take on Goldingo a little bit better than Baxcalibur can, because it's got recovery, whereas Bax gets worn down pretty easily. But I didn't have the time to come up with a specific set, do the calcs, and find it a spot on the team. I also would have considered a different Revivroom set, like a Choice Scarf set, for example, with Parting Shot too. But once again, I didn't have the time to come up with the sets, and yeah, we're rolling with what we got. Hopefully they put in some work. It's a much more offensive team than what I'm used to bringing, but I think we need some hyper offense to deal with a very bulky team like we're going up against. So yeah, this is a team, and I'll see you in a bit when we get into the battle. Alright, here we are. We've got the game, we've got a team which is pretty much what I was expecting, except they're bringing Muck instead of Slowbro. So they've got possibly an Assault Vest Muck, which we're gonna have to be wary about. And it could also be a Toxic Spike setter. They also don't have Toadscrew, which is good. Toadscrew was quite threatening to us, but yeah, I think we can just go ahead and lead Azura like we said we would, and go from there. If we see a lead Muck, I think we just trick it a Choice Scarf, and then see what it goes for. If we see a lead Lokix, we immediately switch to Pelipper. So yeah, let's go. And if we see a lead Dragapult, we knock off instantly. That Dragapult cannot stay around for long. But yeah, good luck, have fun to PifPof. This is gonna be a really good game. Hopefully. Hopefully it's not too one-sided, because one-sided games are not as fun. We've got the means to break through. They don't have as much of a bulky team as I thought they would bring, but they still got some threats. Did they time out? Hopefully not. I always get anxious when I see the timer run out. They've got 6 Pokemon, which is good. Let's see. Arcanine is the lead. Okay, so against Arcanine, it's Intimidate, okay? Against Arcanine, I think we just U-turn out. Yes. Let's U-turn and see what they go for. In any case, we're going Pelipper. Lead Arcanine could be a bunch of different sets. Possibly Scarfed. I don't really see it being Scarfed. Let's see what it is. Let's go Pelipper. If it wild charges, you got me. Flame Charge. Ooh, okay. Okay, Flame Charge Arcanine. Life Orb. I see a Wild Charge in our future. What do we do against the Wild Charge? We die. We sack and then go Floatzel. That's all we can do. Try set up a Tailwind? Nah, Surf. Just Surf. Yep, Wild Charge. Goodbye, Pelipper. So, Arcanine KOs Pelipper. And now we go Floatzel and start clicking Wave Crash. So Floatzel is hopefully gonna pick up a KO here. I would expect it to. 1 or 2 actually. But let's see. Do they sack the Arcanine? I mean, it did its job. Extreme Speed. Ooh, okay. Do we die to Recoil? I don't think we do. But now we most certainly die to Lokix, which is bad for us. We didn't play this well. We did not play this well. This opening sucked, but... Buddy, can you get off the table? Thank you very much. We did not play this opening well, but yeah, Lokix comes in now, and we just switch out to Sanguine. Because we don't want to take a first impression. We 4 times resist it, so even Tinted Lens is resisted. And then I think we just Shift Gear. First impression, Does a ton of damage still. Even resisted. But we just shift gear here. Or do we gunshot? Let's shift. Let's shift gear. If they attack us and then sucker punch, good on them. But I don't see many other ways this can go. Okay, they withdraw. Perfect. They go out to Golden Go. Yup. So Golden Go, we just hit with an Iron Head and try to deal some damage. Let's just go for Iron Head. I had Bulldoze on this initially instead of Taunt. It would have probably been much better here. Yeah. Iron Head is not even a 3-hit KO. Shadow Ball, is it Specs? It's not Specs. But we can weaken this Golden Go. Hopefully flinch. If we get a flinch and a crit, we KO the Golden Go. Flinch, 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 flinch. Flinched. Okay, another one. Come on. Come on, Sanguine. You can do it. Sanguine, Sanguine. Flinch it. It flinched. Nice. Okay. So, let's see. Do we get the KO or do they switch? Because if it's Scarfed, it can still be good against us. I'm sorry for the hacks, by the way, but it's what we've got to do. If I had Bulldoze, I would have clicked it. They switch and they go into Talonflame, I would assume. Muck. Muck, actually. Is it physically defensive? That's Iron Head. It's not physically defensive, not at all. So it looks like a 2-hit KO from the damage we saw. It could be a roll, but actually it probably has something like Shadow Sneak or something like that, but it doesn't. Okay, so Rev KOs Muck. Alright. Rev is putting in some work. I expect to see... Ooh, Talonflame. Is it gonna be Gale Wings? If it's not, we KO it with Gunshot. It's not Gale Wings. Is it physically defensive? It's not. Rev KO's Talonflame. Sanguine, you can't keep getting away with this. Why do you sweep every time I bring you? I need to bring you every single game. What the fuck? You're so good. Okay, Lokix comes in now and KOs us. Good first impression. Can we save it actually? No, I don't think we can. I think we didn't just go her scene and click Wave Crash or Aquajet. Yeah, we don't need you for anything else. So we can just go for an Iron Head. Take the first impression. Sanguinas did his job. So Lokix KOs Rev. What are we going into now? Periite? Periite looks good here. But we gotta hit Hurricane. So maybe her scene is better. Her scene and Aquajet? Yeah. Let's Aquajet, so if they wanna Sucker Punch, we catch them on that. Let's Aquajet. Unless they're banded. They could be banded. Yeah, they're banded. Okay. Is it gonna be Dragapult? It's Dragapult. Okay. Okay, what set is this? I think we go Perrite. Just take whatever it is they're going for. Let's go Perrite. I hope it's not Dragon Dance. If it's Dragon Dance, we're fucked. It's Thunderbolt. Ooh, nice. We live, and it's Life Orb. Okay. This is looking pretty good for Meow. Knockoff is looking pretty good. Pretty fucking good. So I think here we just Dark Pulse, go down. Yep. Actually, do we go Meow or do we go Jiggalag? Because if we go Jiggalag and... Nah, let's go Meow, it's safer. It's much safer. Meow and just click Knockoff. Which should be a KO. Yup. So, was it Dragapult KOs Jug, but Meow KOs Dragapult? Lokix comes in, and here I think we sack Azura. Yeah, we just knock off. Because if they go for First Impression, we can then go Floatzel and just Aqua Jet. They don't First Impression. Okay. Choice Band. Yeah, it was Choice Banded. Axe Kick takes us out. Lokix KOs Azura. This is a close one. It's very close. Now we go Hearthstone and we Aqua Jet. Should take it out. If Knockoff did that much, Aqua Jet should be enough. I think. I hope. Aqua Jet doesn't take it out. Sucker Punch fails. Okay, it's now Floatzel just wins. Aqua Jet was the right bring. I almost brought Liquidation instead of Aqua Jet, but we made the right call. Okay, so Aqua Jet float KOs Lokix, and then float KOs Golden Go. GG to my opponent, PifPof. This was a very good game, a very close game. But honestly, even if you managed to KO Hearthstone, we had Assault Vest backs in the back, which could have won again. Once again, we don't see backs make it into the game, but Rev was just so good. They could have played better around it, to be honest. They misplayed a bit around the Rev. But Rev is just so good. We also got lucky with the flinches. Without the flinches, it would have been a very different game. But still, very good game. They brought the right team. I think an adjustment I would have made was to bring something like Toadscrew. Toadscrew could have been good into me, I think. But I did have my ways around it, so yeah. Muck didn't feel as good as a bring, just because it's not as bulky as you'd think. AV can be really bulky, but physically it takes a lot of damage. But yeah, Rev does it once again. Baxcalibur once again doesn't see play. We had a good set for Baxcalibur. Why can't we ever use it? But yeah, GG to PifPof. Really good game, really fun game. I really like the Flame Charge Arcanine. That was some sick tech with Wild Charge. A very good counter lead to our usual Scarf Masquerada. Let's get this game go. So yeah, I'm stoked to win this. I had low expectations, but we happened to bring the right team. GG to PifPof. Again, once again, sorry for the hacks, and I'll see you next week, week 8, the last week before playoffs. Bye bye.